Hey, good morning. We're at the Athens airport. It's about 7:30 in the morning. It was an early morning. We got up at 5 and got our taxi here. And we are heading to Istanbul, so no more Greece. We are leaving Greece after 6 days, heading to Istanbul, Turkey. And we'll be there for, I think, a 12-day land tour, so it's going to be fun. We'll keep you posted. We've had a fun morning in the Athens airport because of our credit card. We have the Capital One Venture X. We were able to go in the Priority Pass Business Lounge, and so that's pretty cool. If you're interested in a new credit card, I'll leave a link for the Capital One Venture X below. Check it out. You won't be disappointed with that. And we'll see you next time in Istanbul, Turkey. Buckle up, because the flight from Athens to Istanbul is more than just a quick hop over the Aegean. It's a journey steeped in history, culture, and jaw-dropping views that'll have you glued to the window. The flight's a breezy 1 hour and 15 minutes, covering about 330 miles, but it feels like you're crossing a bridge between worlds. To make this flight between Athens and Istanbul, you can either fly Turkish Airlines or Aegean, and we chose Aegean. Aegean's service feels like a hug from a Greek grandma. Both airlines run this route multiple times daily, with fares often dipping as low as $50 one way if you book smart. As the plane began to climb, we were treated with a little Greek snack, and it wasn't long before we were able to see Istanbul off in the distance. But what makes this flight epic isn't just the short distance or the cheap tickets. It's the thrill of knowing you're about to land in a city where East meets West. Looks like we got to walk through the duty free before we get our bags. I love Istanbul. Yeah, they got a lot of cigarettes up here though, with a sign that says smoking kills. But a lot of people in Europe still smoke.
That was pretty blatant.
Yeah, smoking kills.
Yeah.
But now it's time to hit the road for an unforgettable ride from Istanbul International Airport to the beating heart of the city, Sultanahmet, which is the old town where history whispers from every cobblestone. As you roll out of the airport, one of the world's sleekest mega hubs, the energy of Istanbul hits you like a shot of Turkish coffee. This 40-kilometer drive, about 25 miles, takes roughly 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic. And trust me, Istanbul's traffic has a personality all of its own. And we'll show you more of the traffic later on. And if you're in a taxi like we were, yellow cabs are everywhere, costing around 300 to 400 Turkish lira. And I think we paid about $15. But eventually we made it to the old town and checked into the Legacy Ottoman Hotel. All right, we made it to our room. This is the Legacy Ottoman. There's a couple of closets there, or ottomans, I'm not sure. I guess not ottomans, armoires. And very nice. Got a good view of the busy street down there. There's the bed. Looks like a king-size bed. Nice room. Very nice room. And we'll show you the bathroom real quick, and then we'll show you the view. So tub shower combo. Pretty cool. All right, let's see the view.
Oh, we got a room. That makes me happy.
How do we get these open? A lot of shops. Just a lively little street down there. So we spent some time unpacking and then rested for a little bit before we decided to explore this area. Stepping out of the Legacy Ottoman Hotel, you're instantly swept into an intoxicating pulse of Istanbul's historic heart. This isn't just a neighborhood, it's a living tapestry of Ottoman grandeur, Byzantine echoes, and the vibrant chaos of modern Istanbul. The hotel itself is a 19th century gem with its gilded ceilings and Bosphorus views. And it's a stone's throw from the waterfront. But it's the streets around it that steal the show, and trust me, exploring them feels like you're wandering through a time portal. Must be the football area. So we just arrived here in Istanbul, and we're eating our first meal. I'm getting a hamburger and fries, and a Coke. And Erica's getting a beef wrap.
We don't know.
We'll see what it is. So when we knew we were coming to Turkey, Erica decided we had to take a Turkish bath. And so before we came, she booked a Turkish bath for us for this afternoon. But the place where we are doing our Turkish bath is about a 20-minute walk or so from our Legacy Ottoman Hotel. And so we're going on a walk. This is going to be an adventure. We eventually made our way to the Golden Horn. The Golden Horn is a major urban waterway and the primary inlet for the Bosphorus in Turkey. And when you come to the Golden Horn in this area, you have to cross the Galata Bridge. So this restaurants and stuff here are all underneath a bridge. And there's the water there. And then all the restaurants. And once you cross this bridge, you are leaving the European side of Istanbul and entering the Asian side. Istanbul is a city that straddles two continents like a cultural tightrope walker, effortlessly blending the soul of Europe and Asia. It's the only major metropolis in the world split between two continents. So we're getting really close now. The place where we're getting our Turkish bath is the Topkapi Mosque, and it is a beautiful and peaceful place. Erica is getting us all checked in, and I am getting really excited. I love massages, and so I've been looking forward to this ever since she told me we were going to be doing this. So we've changed now, and we are ready for our Turkish bath. Well, I didn't get any footage of our Turkish bath, so let me just tell you a little bit about it on our way back to the Legacy Ottoman. So first you go into this chamber and we lay down on this heated marble platform, and then an attendant pours warm water over our body and then scrubs our body with this coarse mitten and makes our skin silky smooth. And then comes a soap massage, and it is a spectacle of frothy bubbles that's created by a cloth bag whipped through the air like a magician's trick. And then the attendant squeezes these foam bubbles all over our body and massages us. It felt great. After this massage, they take warm water again and wash it off our body to get rid of all the soap. And it was amazing. And after the massage, we sit in this relaxing room for a while and just relax and enjoy our time. But right now, we're almost back to our hotel. And the sun is beginning to set on our first day in Istanbul. This is the baklava at the Sultan Shopping Center. Wow. But our night's not over yet. We are heading to the Spice Bazaar, Istanbul's dazzling assault on the senses. It's just a short walk from our hotel. Get ready to capture the heart of a market that's been trading the treasures of the world for over 350 years. As we walk through this market, we're hit with a wave of aromas that could wake a coma patient. Saffron, sumac, and cinnamon mingle with the sweet tang of dried apricots and the earthy kick of freshly ground coffee. Built in 1664 as part of a new mosque complex, this L-shaped market hums with history. But this whole area hums of history. And as we wander through the streets of Istanbul on our first evening here and make our way from the spice market and just meander around this town, and it seemed like every street at night had multiple cafes where you could sit outside along the street and people watch and enjoy some food or a drink. We are just amazed at the pulse of old Istanbul, where every corner feels like a scene from a movie. The girls were a little slow and they didn't make it to the other side of this street before the train came by.
Where'd you guys go?
Good morning. We're in Istanbul, Turkey. Istanbul is the only city in the world that straddles two continents. So Eric and I arrived here yesterday, and as you might have noticed yesterday, I had a little bit more of a beard, but I trimmed it last night. So now I look like I have a baby face. But yesterday was an awesome day. We got here, flew into Istanbul International Airport, had a great flight from Athens, and then Eric and I explored the city a little bit, got some lunch, and then one of the highlights of our day yesterday was definitely the Turkish bath. And we couldn't take the camera in there, but it was an amazing experience, and definitely highly recommend if you're in Istanbul, definitely do the Turkish bath. It's a once in a lifetime experience, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. After that, we headed back here, explored the city a little bit more, just walked around. But today we are starting a tour, and we are going to see Istanbul. So we're going to visit St. Sophia, which is a great Byzantine chapel. I think it was built in the 6th century. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It was built as a Christian church, I guess you could say. But then later, when the Ottoman Empire came in, it was converted to a mosque. So we're going to see that. We are going to visit the Topkapi Palace. I don't know exactly how you say it, but it was the palace that the Ottoman sultans used for over 700 years. Apparently, at least 24 sultans lived there, not all at the same time. There was a different sultan each time, but it's going to be a great place, I think. We're going to visit the Blue Mosque and just see what Istanbul has to offer. So stick with us. We'll show you this great town that straddles 2 continents, Europe and Asia. It is an amazing place and a very crowded place. So today we are going to visit Hagia Sofia. It's Istanbul's crown jewel. And here's Erica wearing her head covering as we enter. Smile, you might be on YouTube. This architectural marvel isn't just a building. It's a 1,500-year-old testament to human ingenuity, faith, and history that'll leave you speechless. And after you enter this building, you're hit with a sense of timeless grandeur. The vast interior stretches upward where the iconic dome, which was once the world's largest dome, soars over 180 feet above. It's adorned with golden mosaics that catch the light like divine whispers. Sunbeams stream through 40 arched windows, illuminating intricate marble walls and shimmering tiles. And as you look up, you see more beautiful mosaics. This place is massive. The Hagia Sophia was built in 537 AD by Emperor Justinian I as a cathedral for the Byzantine Empire. It's been a mosque, a museum, and since 2020, a mosque again, embodying the city's layered soul. We also found this cat wandering the upper galleries, and it was an attraction itself. Going to the Hagia Sophia isn't just a visit, it's a pilgrimage through centuries, where every stone tells a story of emperors, sultans, and the eternal dance of East and West. The Hagia Sophia doesn't just capture your camera lens, it captures your soul. But now it's time for us to leave Hagia Sophia, and as we walk around this building, we are going to be making our way to Topkapi Palace. Topkapi Palace is Istanbul's dazzling testament to Ottoman splendor. Your journey here begins at the Imperial Gate, which is a towering stone arch near the Hagia Sophia. And passing through these gates feels like crossing into a forbidden city. Beyond lies the first courtyard, once a hive of soldiers and servants, now a serene park which leads you to the Gate of Salutation. And here is the Gate of Salutation. This ornate fortress-like portal, flanked by twin torrents, was where visitors bowed to the Sultan's might. Only the privileged passed into the second courtyard, a lush expanse with cypress trees and palace kitchens where feasts for thousands were conjured. But now we are preparing to enter the Gate of Felicity. This is the third and final threshold, and it guards the third courtyard, the Sultan's private realm. This elegant gate, framed by a gilded canopy, was where the Sultan held court in the audience chamber, deciding fates with a nod. Crossing it feels like stepping into the heart of Ottoman power, where every tile and fountain whispers of grandeur. There is also a fourth courtyard, which offers panoramic views of the Bosphorus and the Golden Horn. But now it's time for us to visit the museums. And oh, they're the real treasure. Topkapi's collections are housed across multiple pavilions, showcasing relics that make history feel alive. And our first stop is the Treasury. This is a jaw-dropper, from the glittering 86-carat shoemaker diamond to emerald-encrusted daggers and jewel-studded thrones that scream excess. The Treasury was a pretty spectacular place, but our next stop was the Conqueror's Pavilion. This is a place that houses a breathtaking collection of Ottoman Sultan's clothing. This is no ordinary wardrobe. It is a dazzling portal into the opulence, power, and artistry of an empire that ruled for over 600 years. And as you step into the Conqueror's Pavilion, one of Topkapi's most revered museum spaces, you're greeted by an air of imperial majesty. This pavilion, built in the 15th century under Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror, was once a private retreat for sultans and now safeguards some of the palace's most prized relics, including the Imperial Wardrobe Collection. These aren't just clothes, they're symbols of Ottoman might, each thread spun with the weight of an empire. The collection showcases garments worn by sultans from the 15th to the 19th century, offering a glimpse into a world where fashion was power and every kaftan told a story. And it was also pretty amazing seeing all the kids' clothing that was showcased here. We also explored the palace kitchens. This was a sprawling complex where the culinary soul of the Ottoman Empire came to life. This wasn't just a place where food was prepared. It's a treasure trove of history, housing an extraordinary collection of cookware, dishware, and porcelain that fed thousands and showcased the empire's wealth. These kitchens were a hive of activity, employing up to 800 cooks, apprentices, and servants. They churned out meals for 4,000 palace residents daily, plus lavish banquets for 10,000 during festivals. Today, these kitchens house one of the world's finest collection of culinary artifacts displayed as a museum within the palace. Our next stop was the audience chamber. This was a jewel of Ottoman power where sultans held court and shaped the fate of an empire. It is tucked away within the third courtyard just beyond the iconic Gate of Felicity, and this intimate yet awe-inspiring space is where history was made, one decree at a time. And Erica loves clocks, and so we couldn't leave Topkapi Palace without visiting the clock collection. This is housed in the divot room within the second courtyard. This isn't just a museum exhibit, it's a treasure trove of Ottoman clockology, showcasing the empire's fascination with precision and beauty. This permanent exhibit, opened in 2012, displays 380 mechanical clocks, one of the world's rarest collections. Next, we visited the Arms and Armor collection. This isn't just a room of weapons, it's a fortress of history where the tools of conquest and defense tell tales of sultans, warriors, and an empire that spanned 3 continents. This room was once a storehouse for the Sultan's riches, but now guards one of the world's finest collections of arms and armor. Established as a museum display in the 20th century, this collection traces the Ottoman Empire's military might from its 14th century rise to its 19th century twilight. Our next stop was the Sacred Relics Chamber, and this is a place where history, faith, and reverence intertwine. Tucked within the third courtyard, this intimate chamber is no ordinary museum. It's a spiritual epicenter housing some of Islam's most veneered artifacts, believed to belong to the Prophet Muhammad and other biblical Islamic figures. And one of these relics is the Staff of Moses, and this is the staff that he used when performing miracles in Egypt. They also had the Sword of David, and its blade is a testament to ancient valor. There was also fragments of John the Baptist's arm and skull bone after he was beheaded and killed by Herod. But once we left the Sacred Relics Museum, we wandered out into the courtyards and just strolled through these gardens and enjoyed the beautiful day. It was very sunny, the skies were blue, and it was a great day to be outside. I think Erica might be trying to find a bathroom. As you leave the palace, there's this little gift shop you can stop and get some souvenirs if you would like. But now we are on a mission to find some food, but before we were able to do that, we heard the call to prayer. But since we're not Muslim and we're hungry, we continued our search for food, and we were looking for a good restaurant. We wanted some high quality food, and this might be the first time I've ever eaten at a Michelin star restaurant. Are you gonna pop it? Is that what you do? Eric was pretty adventurous and got the house specialty, but I got chicken nuggets and fries at a Michelin star restaurant. After lunch, Erica needed some coffee. But wait a minute, if you think I'm crazy for getting chicken nuggets and fries at a Michelin star restaurant, leave a comment below. So right now we are on our way to the Blue Mosque. Just a little bit of history about the Blue Mosque. It was commissioned by Sultan Ahmed I in Istanbul, and construction was completed in 1617. It was designed to rival the nearby Hagia Sofia and symbolize Ottoman grandeur. It was constructed over 7 years, and it features 6 minarets, which were unusual at the time, and a vast central dome flanked by smaller domes. So right now we made it to the entrance, but before you can go in the mosque, you must take off your shoes. We bought bags so that we could put our shoes in and carry them with us as we toured the mosque. Stepping inside, I'm enveloped by the mosque's vast interior. The air is still, carrying a faint scent of aged wood and wool. Thousands of Islamic tiles, shimmering in shades of blue and turquoise, cascade across the walls and dome, giving the mosque its name. Soft light filters through stained glass windows, casting colorful patterns on the plush red carpet beneath my feet. I tilt my head back and marvel at the chandelier suspended from the soaring ceiling, its delicate light swaying gently. Worshippers kneel in quiet prayer, while visitors like me move slowly, absorbing the serene grandeur. The space feels alive, sacred, and timeless. Then leaving the interior, I put back on my shoes and step into the mosque's spacious courtyard. It's been quite a day. We are right now at the Blue Mosque in Istanbul, Turkey, and we're in the courtyard. The mosque is right there behind me, and we went inside. It wasn't official prayer time, but there was definitely some people there doing prayers, and they all bow down or kneel down with their head on the ground when they do their prayers. You have to take your shoes off to walk on the carpet in there. So tour guide gave us some little bags and we put our shoes in while we carried around. And so a really good experience. So the Blue Mosque, earlier today we visited the palace and saw where the sultans lived. Apparently there were 24 different sultans that lived at that palace throughout history. And a cool place. They had a lot of exhibits. They had some garments that the sultans wore. They had all the china and kitchen stuff. They had weapons. So a lot of different exhibits there. And it was a pretty interesting place as well. And a beautiful landscaped area. So far Turkey has been very, very, very crowded. But other than that, it's been quite informative and interesting. So we'll keep you updated. So here's a good view of the Blue Dome. You can see quite a few of the minarets. You can also see the vast central dome and then many of the smaller domes that just encircle the large dome. Out in the courtyard, they have a lot of these signs that tell about the Islam religion as well. This one talks about the status of women in Islam, and this one talks about the contribution that Muslims made that changed the world. These signs were pretty interesting to read. But as we leave the Blue Mosque and head back to our hotel, I'm reminded of the city's pulse. Its spicy bazaars, cozy cafes, and ancient wonders. These have stolen my heart. I hate to leave, but we have to explore the rest of Turkey as well. If you've loved exploring Istanbul with us, please subscribe to our channel and drop us a comment below. Your support keeps these adventures alive. Let us know where we should go next after we explore the rest of this amazing country. This video was sponsored by Heartland OBGYN.